Hi everybody, I'm Lila Bennett, the Director of Journey to Recovery Community Center, and I'm here with Jim. We wanted to take a few minutes and just share what it's like to recovery and what that means for different people. So I have a few questions for you, and I'm really happy that you're here and that you're willing to do this.
Thank you.
I think that the more that we all can talk about what recovery means to each of us, what it does for our lives, the more people can feel safe to find the way for them to change their lives and look at what it is that might be bringing them down. You know, at Journey to Recovery, we are here for anyone who is struggling with any kind of destructive behavior that brings them down. We do focus on substances and alcohol, but we talk to people about eating disorders and gambling, pretty much anything that's causing destruction in your life. So, with that said, Jim's been here for about 6 months working with us, and it's been definitely an adventure and a pleasure. And so I just have a few questions for you.
Shoot.
Okay, so the first question is, what does recovery mean to you?
Well, recovery is an ongoing process that at some point in my life, I decided that I needed to start pursuing, because basically my life was ending at a faster rate than it was going to continue.
Mm-hmm.
My choice of drug, of course, is alcohol, and I was a helpless alcoholic. Well, I guess we're always alcoholics, but I was at the point where it was going to kill me, and it was either die or find something else.
Okay, and so recovery for you is it about stopping drinking, or is there more to it than that?
It's about taking control of your life back and not having some substance control you. I mean, it was fun for a while, but it stopped being fun. And at that point, during that time, when it stopped being fun, was when it needed to be in my system for me to function. And that's a bad place to be.
So you had to drink to go to work, or you had to drink to
Absolutely.
go out, or
I had to drink to get normal.
you had to drink to get normal. Okay, and so you spoke a little bit about, what made you realize you needed to change, and so how did you differentiate, like, normal, not normal?
Well, there were several times in the last 3 years that I knew I had to quit, and I tried to quit. But I tried to quit on my own, and I tried the cold turkey route, and I ended up in the hospital with unbelievable withdrawals and seizures and you name it. So I kept going back, because when you're in withdrawal, all you got to do is add a little vodka and you're out of withdrawal. It takes the shakes.
It does.
And I've been to rehab 3 times, and I've relapsed 3 times. I've relapsed many more times than that. But alcohol, in my situation, just controlled my whole life. Whether it was 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, my demon, my dragon, would wake me up and say, "Let's go, it's time for a drink." I had no control over it. It was either drink or die. And then you drink and you're going to die anyway. Catch 22.
So you got yourself to that place where...
Oh, yes. That's where you come in several months ago, where I was laying in a hospital bed, and you and Amber came into my room and said this and that about Journey, and I would have no part of it.
Shoot us out of the room.
Yes, I did. I was very polite, and I didn't say, "Get the F out of my room," but I wanted nothing to... I was in a very bad place. I was in full-blown withdrawal, and I wanted nothing to do with anybody. At that point, I just wanted to close my eyes and disappear. I wanted to die.
Do you think that you were ashamed of yourself?
Absolutely. I still have an amount of shame.
Because you're a very dignified person. So I think having us walk in that room and kind of talking to you about recovery it just made you feel like you were this person that you're not. And I think the shame that's something that happens to so many people. You know, all of a sudden you find yourself being this person that you're not, but there you are, sort of, you are that person. Like, you were that person. You were lying in that hospital bed. You had no choices. You were dying. You were literally dying.
There is no dignity in where I was. So.
Yeah, and so that day was not the day that you were interested in stopping drinking or in changing your life. That day wasn't it.
That day was the day that I hope it would all go away.
Yes. And so can you talk a little bit about that period of time where, like, when you first met us, I think it was maybe close to a year ago now that we first met you. And then, if you don't mind, just talking about that little bit of period of time where you wanted it to go away. Because addiction is about denial. It's so much about this lying to ourselves, telling ourselves that we are we're going to be able to do this. Like, it's not really that big of a problem. You know, you're a smart guy. You can outwill pretty much anything, and you've outwilled many things in your life. And so why wouldn't you be able to do this one?
Absolutely. I've lived that way my whole life. I can handle anything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got news for you. You get to a certain point where you don't handle anything, it handles you. And you have lost all control of your life, and you are controlled by a bottle with a handle full of clear liquid that you drink like Kool-Aid just to stay alive. Mm-hmm. It's hideous. It's, looking back at it, it's even then, knowing what I was doing to myself. I mean, I'd bawl going to a liquor store because I don't want to do this, but I have to. Mm-hmm. It sucked. It was no way to live. It's no way for anyone to live.
And it was like that feeling of failure when you're like, I'm the smart man, and now I'm going to drink because I have to, and so that makes me weak, but I'm not a weak man. And just being in that really terrible spot.
You know who was smarter? The dragon. Mm-hmm. Hey, buddy, time for a shot.
Yeah. So, you finally realized.
I finally realized. I put my tail between my legs, and I called Lila, and I showed up at the front door with my head down and my shoulders shrunk, and came in and said, okay, let's start this process. Mm-hmm. And I'm awful glad that I did.
I am too. And it's been one of the most wonderful experiences for me too. And I think for all of us here, you know, during recovery, just for a second, you know, it is a team. We're a team effort. And even though each of us sort of has our people that we support and that we work with more directly, it is sort of everybody. But I would say that, you know, you and I have worked very closely together, and I think that your progression has been great. And I will say that Jim is a great example of even coming and then having different justifications. Like, you know, at first it was like, well, I'm just gonna drink beer, and that will be okay. Like, it'll be fine. Like, don't worry, I'm not drinking vodka. And then that changed, and then you realized, and you know, your life doesn't allow for you to have alcohol in it.
Correct.
And so the next question I have for you is, what is the best thing that's different now?
Well, like we said, it's an ongoing process. I think the best thing right now is that I have control of that aspect of my life. I don't have to answer to the bottle or the dragon. There's no way I'm ever going to be completely cured. But as time goes by, you think about it less and less. I don't even think about it anymore. I don't desire it. I don't want to be in that place anymore. And I'm not going back to that place. So that's the best part. That I finally got it in my thick skull that I can't be there. So that's where we're going. We'll just keep driving forward.
Yeah. And don't you feel like when you go to a store or you see people, like you can look them in the eye, like you're proud of you today. Would you say that's true?
Yeah, to a certain extent. I'm glad that I can look at people hopefully drinking normally, which I wish I'd have continued to do. Because, this is the way we go around here. But I don't hold any animosity towards people that buy alcohol or drink. I mean, I just hope they control it, and I knew that I couldn't.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm proud of me to a certain extent.
Yeah, I'm definitely proud of you.
I have a long way to go.
Yes, but we all have long ways to go, and you're living a great life. So you also just got promoted. You're doing really wonderful, and I'm so proud of you for that. The next question I have is, a lot of the times, like if you drink a lot, anytime life kind of slaps you in the face, or you have some kind of obstacle or challenge or a big disappointment or anything like that, it's like drink, just forget about it. And so now, when you have something that's disappointing, that's a big challenge, that's something you cannot figure out, that's like causing you anxiety, stress, you can't stop thinking about it, and you can't go and just get drunk and forget until tomorrow and push it down the road. How do you manage today?
Having been through it however many 100,000 times, I didn't have to have a disappointment to drink. I mean, there are probably times that I did, but I don't think disappointment or something going wrong was a trigger for me. It was just I had to drink.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to be able to pinpoint what triggered me. I have tried with several specialists and all that, and we can't nail it down. Mm-hmm. There are a few theories, but theories are theories.
Mm-hmm. Being on top of the world and like a...
Oh yeah, I was on top of the world.
Yeah, and I'm very insidious and deceitful.
I can tell you, once you reach the pinnacle and go to the other side, it's straight drop. Mm-hmm. A long process to get up, mm-hmm. but it ends at the top.
Yeah.
And I hope that doesn't happen to people, and you need to reach out, especially these people here are wonderful. But you got to make the first step, and you have to reach out. Don't try to quit cold turkey. Talk to a doctor. Come here and get advice. I'm telling you, you'll die if you try to quit cold turkey. I'm speaking for alcohol. I don't have any experience with drugs. Mm-hmm. But for anybody that's an alcoholic, do it the right way. It will be a lot easier.
Yeah, and that's actually not a question that we talked about, but it's kind of like that fear. Like, we're all taught not to ask for help, like that we don't need help. Like, we all want to help our neighbor all day long. We do anything for anybody else, but we don't feel like we should ask for help. Like, it's a sign of weakness. It's a sign of stupidity. It's shameful. And I think for you, it was like that progression of realizing that you needed the help, that you couldn't do it by yourself, and then finding out that not only was it not horrible, it was actually great. Like, coming here is like, it's relief. It's not like this added thing of like that you suck and that you're weak and now you have to like do all this tedious shit to change your life. Like, it's actually just truly relieving and helpful and supportive and positive, and it's easy, I would say. I think the work that you have to do is hard, but getting the support here is easy. Would you agree with that?
I do. You come
Yeah.
here and you're not judged. You don't have a stringent plan. You live your life and come and tell them what life has dealt you the last week. If you slipped, that's okay. We're all going to slip. Believe me, I've slipped hundreds of times. You're not going to be chastised
No.
by the crew here. Everybody here is easygoing. I would have no problem visiting any one of them. And I just think you got to make the decision and make your world better.
Yeah, because that's what it's about. It's about making your life good. It's not about like shaving yourself into something different. It's about just actually getting to know yourself and being open to actually having a good life. Because I think sometimes we forget that it's even possible. Like you get so stuck in, you know, your reality of just trying to survive every day, and you don't realize that it can actually be full of, you know, joy and fulfilling things. What are you excited about now that you have never thought about before?
Well, the one thing I have achieved is that I craved knowledge even before this all happened, and I've got that craving again. I'm a knowledge junkie. I read nonfiction books. I like vocabulary. So I've been doing a lot of that. I have things that I want to do that I hopefully can work up to. You know, after the chemical thing is over, then you have to deal with the mental and figure out, okay, you've got part of your life back, now what are you going to do with the rest of it? So that is something that Lila and I and folks here at Journey are working on. So we're getting there.
Yeah,
It's not going to happen overnight.
And I think that part is exciting too, like from the caregiving side, is watching not just you, but anyone who comes here. Like you start and it's just so physical. It's just physical. It's like just figuring out how to get through each day, and like your body is adjusting and everything feels yucky and off kilter, and you know, and then as the days get pieced together, you know, one day at a time, you know, all of a sudden like your mind starts to come alive again, and you start to have things you want to learn about and think about, and then getting to have those kinds of conversations as your life starts to fill up with those things is really exciting, and it's really nice to watch that happen, I think. The last question I have is, what is the one thing that you want people to take away from here, from this? What is it?
The one thing is that you aren't alone. Society has stigmatized alcoholism and drug addiction. It is a disease. It's just as serious as cancer or any other acute disease. Diabetes. The good news about this is that there is a cure. And the people here, I'll vouch for 100%, are here as guideposts. You have to make your own first step, and don't worry about slipping up.
Yeah.
It is a work in progress, believe me. And you need some help, they're here. You'll be comfortable here. It's wonderful. I love it. I look forward to it every day.
Well, thank you so much for being courageous enough to tell your story to the world. It's really big to do, and I hope that you understand that doing this is helping so many people, and so you're making a difference. You speaking out and leading by the example is going to help other people hopefully feel safe to do the same thing, and that you don't have to be perfect, that there's nothing about anything that we do here that is gonna box you into any corner. Like it's really, recovery is about learning how to direct your own life and feeling good about it, and you being in the driver's seat, you being in control, not the substances, not like all the circumstances, the crazy chaos that comes along with not being in control and using a substance to try and kind of blanket it. So with that, thank you so much.
Thank you very much for what
Yeah,
you do.
I'm really thankful for this. So, and thank you all.
Have a good day, folks.
Bye.